welcome to this video where we're going to take this stupid little toy and we're going to turn it into a pedal and just see what happens. I want to open this up and take a look at the circuit a little bit as well and just see if there's something weird going on there that maybe we can mess with a little bit. So a little bit of experiment and a little bit of pedal building. And we'll see what happens. Alright? Sounds good? You're supposed to answer. I'll just start then. Alright, so here it is. This is what it looks like. Here are the buttons. Here's the on-off. It turns on the LEDs. If you have a sound. Sorry. Let's open this up and see what it looks like on the inside. So, a couple of screws here on the inside here. You can see the holes. And we just we take out the screws. Oh, there's one under there. I was hoping not to have to take this one out. Ugh, annoying. There we go. 2 screws over here as well. We might keep these, so I'll just take them out. But the rest we'll just remove, like so. Let's take a closer look. Here we have the board. Here we have the microphone. This will be our new in, which we have to keep track of. And here we have the speaker, and this will be our new out. Here we have the power, and as you can see, these 2 cables here, they are going to have to be soldered together. But don't worry about that, we'll fix that somehow. I think I will just remove this wire and put this one there. And then I'll just cut this off and add a DC jack there instead of a battery clip. Here we have 4 wires going over here. And one is a ground wire for the LED, it's the black one, and one is the lead or positive for the LED, it's this red one. And you can see here, they're just daisy chained together in a sort of way. Then we have these 2 purple wires right here. They are going to the plus and minus of this speaker here. And so we have to keep track of those things a little bit. Now I'm thinking, because if we put this on here, and I hold this up like this, and I connect these 2, you can see how they flicker when there is sound. This is not something unique to this, you've seen that in a lot of things, but we could try to keep that, so that when the pedal turns on, we have an LED that lights up. I think that could be fun. I was thinking I'd start experimenting with this a little bit, and see what happens. I'm thinking, do I really want these switches? Because I've already made a pedal out of another voice changer. You might remember it. It's a ghost face Halloween sort of voice changer thing. And I sculpted a little ghost face, and you know, from the movie Scream, and put on it. And I'm not super sure that these are that much different. Like the board and everything looks a little bit different to me. Keep in mind it's been a while since I looked at that pedal, so I might be wrong. They might be exactly the same thing. But I'm thinking that that one has the switches. And so maybe it could be interesting to maybe switch these switches out, for example, and see what happens if we disconnect these 3 legs and solder a pot to that spot instead. I don't know, but I'll take a look at that. Let's start with this battery clip here. So let's unsolder this thing right here, because we're not gonna be using these either way. Now we don't have a way of turning the power off, but that's all right. We could do that with the switch instead, and we'll look at that later when we actually go to put this in a box and see what happens there. Just plug this in to see that I didn't somehow manage to mess up. Yeah, it's still working. Good. And this we can just, if we want to do something with a thing, the actual plastic thing that we just removed, we could reuse those. I was actually gonna, as a joke, say, hey guys, do you want to see what happens if I put an LM board into it? You know, one of those that we've been, 100 fusses of. But I don't think that's going to be particularly fun, because when I flip this over, I saw that little thing right there. Now it might be hard for you to see what it says, but I can see that it says LM386. So yeah, you know, this is going to be another LM386 pedal. Whoa! Yay! We're doing it again. When I try to get away from them, they pull me back in. Rawr! No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding. I am being pulled back in, but it's fine. Wait. This wire broke off. I think it was there because it looks a little bit weird right there. Pedal building. Am I right? You can't live with them, you can't live without them. This is going to be a little bit annoying, I think. Actually, no. I can solve it, I think. You see how... So, if I want to remove these switches and see what happens if I put a pot here instead, it's going to be a little bit annoying with that wire there, because that's one of the legs of the switch. But if which you might be able to see, I have a connection right there that is just off to the side. You can see on the printed circuit that it's there. So if I add a little solder there, then I can just heat this up, remove that wire, and move it over here, where I think it's going to be in a better place anyway. And I can do the same thing here. I hope you can see that, but there's like a leg next to this, which they haven't bothered soldering it to. And so if I can just get a little bit of solder to float into that connection, like so, I can just heat this up. Let's figure out together here right now with a little bit of tape which one of these two purple wires, which one is the positive. So I'll take a little bit of electrical tape like this, and I'm just gonna cut off a piece, and I'm just gonna look at the symbols here, take this one out, and I'm gonna put this tape around this wire. And now we know that's the positive one going to the jack, and the other one is going to be the negative. Let's unscrew this one and take a look and see if this is a, what are they called? Celestian speaker or whatever they call it. The joke would be more fun if I remember what the joke is. But anyway, it's not going to be a Celestian speaker. I'm just being silly. We're not going to keep all these LEDs. I mean, we can use them for something else, but we're not going to keep them in this pedal. So I got this one off. As you can see, it's just one of those small little microphones in there. It's nothing special. I'll put that to the side right now. Here we have the other ones. The wires came loose with the removal of the plastic, the hot glue that was in there. If you're curious, like, how can this pedal be sounding so much different than the LM board pedals we've already done, you have to realize that this one has a lot of small little parts here that are not really interesting to fiddle around with, but it also has this blob here, and under there is something special going on. I mean, maybe not special, but there is some sort of circuity thing going on. So I'm gonna try to remove just enough. I want to keep one LED on for now, just because we're gonna do stuff, and I just want to make sure things are still working. But I don't feel like I need all the LEDs around for that. I got a comment on one of my LM board videos that I've been thinking about a lot, which is something along the line of, like, I would never use a pedal that has an LM board in it because it sounds so bad. And if you don't like a video that I've made, that's perfectly fine. I honestly, I'm not offended. I don't care. If you got something out of it, I would prefer if you focused on that, like, hey, I learned something or something, rather than the sound, because that's just a preference. If you don't like a pedal because of a part that's in it, you don't really understand what it is you're talking about. I'm sorry to say, because you can make anything with an LM board, basically. I mean, it's just amplifying. You could use an LM board to amplify a circuit that is a flanger, or a circuit that is a chorus, or a circuit that is a ring modulator. It doesn't matter. So saying that you would never use you most likely already have an LM board in something you have. I mean, unless you don't have a single pedal, then maybe you don't have. I just found that so amusing. People, they're hell-bent on their views, and I don't know. It's interesting to me. Funny people can be sometimes, because I'm never that strong in any views. I just realized I'm going to have to maybe look back. I put this tape on there. Did I put that on the positive or the negative? I put that tape there so that I would know which one was the either positive or negative of these two wires. But I don't remember which. I think this is the positive. Yeah, so here we have the pedal. Basically, we can just wire this up inside a box and we'll be done. We don't need to overdo it, complicate things. But I want to plug this in to this thing that I have right here and fetch a guitar and just fiddle around with it a little bit and just see what happens. So this would be the input. I'll put this one here, and this would be its ground. Put that one right there. And then this one will be the positive out. I hope. We'll soon learn. And this will be the ground. Let's just hope. Let's just hope. And then I'm just going to plug in a guitar and play with it so you get to hear what it sounds like. Okay, so I'm back, and here is my guitar now. And here we have this circuit. I actually tried this, and this wire here needs to be removed completely, and we need to add an extra ground because this one is not, it's not doing anything good for us. I couldn't get it to work is what I'm trying to say. Here's the guitar. The amp is a little bit noisy, but that's the amp. It's an old practice amp, and I've abused it so much. And I need to open it up and take a look at it. But you know, it's one of those things that I haven't gotten the time for. And I should probably spend the time. All the buttons are down. And here is the pedal. Yeah, so something is a little bit... you can't just turn it into a pedal. I mean, you can, obviously. But this is not, like... It cuts off the signal way too fast. Okay, let's switch. There's a little bit of... interference right there. That did nothing to improve on the glitchiness, or not glitchiness, the sound being gated. I can't speak. Yeah, number 2 is just making your guitar fart. Number 3... Okay, I kind of like the sound, but it's too... Anyway, let's flick the last one as well. And then let's flick all of them. Okay. Nothing is really that good. Let me just do that and bring the volume on my guitar down. Okay, let's take a look here. I'm gonna remove this wire here because it's just in the way. So let's just take that out. Oh, it broke off. That was easy. Okay, I think this one I'm gonna leave alone because I'm imagining that it might have something to do with the power. There has to be something here that we can just remove. I'm gonna try. See what happens if I remove this one. Real quick. I'm heating it up on the other side and I'm trying to just pull it out. We can put it back if we need to. Okay, that did not do exactly what I wanted to, which is it did the opposite. What if I just solder those two together and bridge them? Will that help? Okay. Let's put this one back then. I really hope it's one of these parts that are easy to remove, that I have to fiddle about with. Because if it isn't, then I might be in trouble. Oh, I might have... Well, it's really warm. Did I overdo it? I might have burnt the... Oh, maybe I was just too casual there. I'm gonna unplug it. It could be a smart idea to unplug things before you... Sometimes. It is. Not a very smart idea to just go soldering willy-nilly. Just gonna wait and see if it cools down. Whoa. Did I break my speaker? What's going on? Oh. I turned the volume down on the guitar. Okay, it works again. Damn it, I managed to scare myself. Okay. I know that it's maybe not super smart to experiment with things in the way that I'm doing right now, but I just want to see what happens if I remove this one, for example. Because it's got to be something that is like filtering some of the signal away so that it becomes choppy. I just feel like that's maybe what's going on. I feel like it got louder. So we're definitely on the right track. I feel like it got a lot louder. Okay, I'm going to pause the video here right now and I'm just going to fiddle around a little bit with this and I'll come back and I'll just tell you what I did because I feel like this is potentially going to become a really, really long video if I don't. And you don't need to see me sit here and solder. So be back in a sec. Okay, so I'm back right now and I've been fiddling around on this a little bit. I think I'm going to fiddle around a little bit more before we do anything else, but I'm just going to take a break and do something else and think about it a little bit. But I want to just show you what I've done so far. So I didn't like that it was kind of hard to play the guitar and kind of hard to get the higher notes. So I feel like I want to be able to sort of play like, you know, something like that. Just go up and down. And I want to be able to play these notes. And so what I did was that I removed those two parts that were right here. If you look at your board and compare it to mine, you see I've removed these parts. And I've removed that part right there. and I've removed that part right there. This is the gain setting, so I just bridged those two connections. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted to experiment. I don't think it actually matters, but I lost the part, so I can't put it back there. It's, you know, super tiny, and it might be this one, for example. I don't know if you can just see that thing on my finger. Anyway, see, I don't think you have to touch that. But if you touch this one here, if you remove that part right there on yours, you'll see that you get to play the higher notes. It's a little bit unperfect right now because cables and shit, so it's not very good, but it will work. And these, I've removed those, and I noticed that I could play a little longer. Before they would be like very choppy, but now there's a little bit more sustain. But it's, I don't know if you can hear my guitar. You can hear that the effect dies too soon already. So there's something more I want to change, if I can. But it was even shorter before I removed those parts. So I'm getting there. But I just wanted to show you the mid process here real quick so that you could see it, because I don't want to make it any more complicated. Also, this part right here, if you want to just turn this into a weird noise machine that just creates a bunch of weird crazy sounds, or not sounds but feedbacks, you can remove that one. And so I'm thinking that maybe I need to do something about that, change out the value or something. I don't actually know. Okay, so yeah, I've been fiddling around a little bit extra. I think I've destroyed this one. It doesn't really work any longer, and it only cuts the signal like a kill switch or something. So I think I'm going to remove that controller and have a 3 controller thing. Don't ask me what I did, but I fucked it up somehow. I'm sorry. As you can see, I've fiddled around a little bit around here. It doesn't look super pretty, but I hope that things are still connected. That part right there grounds the third leg, which is the signal in, the positive in, to the ground leg or through a little resistor or whatever it was that was there. As you can see, I've lost it. I removed it, and now I feel like the guitar has a little bit more sustain. It's still not as much as I wish. Right. Oh, this wire broke. God damn it, there's always something breaking. It's like, it's at least... It's like twice the length now or something. So I think that made it better, obviously, because I wanted to make it last longer. But it's still not, you know, like 100% there. But then again, I don't really know exactly what is hiding underneath there, so I might, you know, not be able to get it to sustain longer. Obviously, I could use other pedals with this, you know, to make it sustain longer. That could be a solution. Something like that, right? Yeah. But if I play a chord now, it sustains a little bit longer. So it's a little bit better, I think. There might be something else we can fiddle around with in here to make it even better, but I don't really know what that would be. I tried, as you probably can see, I tried removing that one and just having the signal go over, but that didn't make anything better for us. And the same thing here, you can see this one, it's not perfectly aligned, but I think it's connected. Didn't do things better. I tried to remove that one. also didn't make it better. I removed that one, and that did it better. I removed that one, left it apart because this is a ground, and that seemed to have helped. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna now take a break again, and I'm gonna switch out the camera battery because it's about to die, and I'm gonna see if I have some pots. I have some switches I can switch these switches out for, so that I can have bigger, clunkier, nicer switches instead of these tiny little ones. If you've seen my Scream face pedal, the ghost face one, you can see that I kept the tiny little switches, and I just want to I don't know, I either want to switch these out for pots, or I want to switch them out for bigger switches than the ones that are in here right now. So I'm gonna take a break, do something else, come back and take a look at that. I'm gonna also look for some pots because I can't switch out for pots if I don't have any pots, and if I don't have any pots, then I won't switch them out. But I might switch out just one of them, for example, for a pot, and have two of them be switches, for example, and then let the last one go, because it seemed like something I removed made that disappear. I was super careful and making sure that I tested them on everything so I didn't remove anything, but now it seems like I did that anyway, so I'm a little bit confused about that. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe those two can be switches and maybe this one here can be a pot. That could be cool, maybe. Okay, so here we have it now. There is some sort of glitchy thing going on that I have to figure out, but I'm going to look into it more when I put it into the pedal, because something is not going as it should. This one, it broke, and now I can't really get it to work again. The connections broke, so I tried a couple of things, and yeah, it's just it's all a little bit of a mess, as you can see. I'm not sure this is helping. It might actually be doing bad things for me, not working the way it's supposed to. But I'm thinking that maybe I'll see if I can put this into something and make it into a pedal now. And then maybe fiddle with it a little bit more when everything is a little bit more securely in place. This one and that one I moved to the back, as you can see here. That one broke off, ruined the connections, and even though I've moved it, it doesn't seem to want to work with a new placement. But this one is still there. It looks a little fiddly and a little bit ugly, and maybe that light isn't actually attached. Now that I look at it, that doesn't look right. That might, yeah, that one is not connected at all. So I'm gonna have to fix that. The way I fix something like that, because it happens, it happens, and it will happen to you as well, is I scrape away some of the green protective coating, exposing the bare underneath, and then I can put a little bit of flux there, and I can solder this in place there. So I'm going to do that and see if that helps, because maybe that's actually what was the problem. I'll be back when I'm putting this in a pedal. Okay, so here is the pedal now, and the only thing left to do is to install the LEDs, and then we can start wiring this up. Now, I asked you guys to vote and tell me what you thought the color should be. So I'm going to take a look here right now, real quick, and just see what you guys voted for. And we'll see what you want. All right. Are you guys like, is this some sort of trick, or are you fooling me, trying to? Are you trolling me? Is that what you guys do? You're trolling me? Okay. You guys voted for a orange and a green LED. And apparently you want both. So, for some reason, this pedal will have 2 LEDs. I don't know why. You guys wanted it. So, yeah. Okay, I'm back. And I gotta say, you guys are funny. I drilled the holes and here are the LEDs. You can see the orange one is the one with the orange and the green is the one with the green. And we're gonna just put them in where the other wires go. So these two are gonna get pulled together. Let's figure out, this is the LED. I'm gonna get pulled over there like so. Let's just cut them a little bit shorter and let's strip them back. We could have done some fancy thing. And it would have been kind of fun if I hadn't broken the thing that made them glitch. You know, when you play. Then we could have had fun with it. And I just realized I did a mistake and I have to correct. The pedals aren't going to the jacks. Obviously. You all know this. You all saw it and none of you stopped me. Pedals are, of course, going to the switch, and then the switch are going to the jacks, right? So that we can have true bypass. So I'll have to correct that. Okay, so I moved those up to the upper row here, just like that. And then I sorted the wires that I cut off from the LEDs. The orange one has an orange and the green one has a green one. I thought that was a fun little thing that I could do and that we could, you know, have in common with each other as a inside joke. You will know about this pedal now. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, don't worry about it, because I'm just not making any sense at all. I'm just saying stuff to pass the time as I'm trying to solder these to the middle leg. Now it's just this one left. So I'm gonna pull this one here along like so and cut it off there. I know I could, you know, switch this out and reuse this battery thing. I know. And I know that some of you probably think I shouldn't, because it's like a waste to destroy it. But I'm never gonna use it for anything, because I really don't like batteries. There we have that one. I'm gonna see if I can tuck it in behind here so that it's out of the way. And now we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna pull this one over here and cut this off. And we're gonna strip it back. In it. Like these wires on this thing, as I was experimenting with it and trying to like make it work for me, they kept breaking, you know, like 100 times. So they are very fragile, and so I just feel like maybe I should just cut this one back. It looked a little worse for wear, instead of having the wiring we've had before, where we sort of go with the whole LED and things. We just use this as a way to turn on the effect as well, and not just as a LED switcher thing in the middle. So over there, something like that. I'll cut it off here. I think it's all good now, right? If I take a power cable and not a battery, and I plug it in here, they light up. And it's like I'm pressing its nose, and it turns it on. I'm turned on by nose pressing. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. Let's see if I can get this lid on. And there you have it. Wow. Well, there you have it. Whoa. I hope you liked the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something. This is my advice to you. Either don't build this pedal, because I don't know if it came across that much in the build, but it breaks very easily. I built it, it broke, I built it again. So it's a very frustrating build, but you can follow along if you want to, but I don't recommend it. I removed these little switches, and I don't do that. It's not worth doing. It's not worth the hassle. It's better to build it more like I built the Scream pedal. I'll link it below so you can watch that one. Just wire it into a box and do a true bypass thing. As you can see, I did break one of the connectors, but I gotta say, honestly, I think the best sound is just straight through without the other effects. It's not worth the hassle of the switches, because I'll never use this with the switches. There are better octaves out there. And I have another pedal. I'll link that one below as well, if you want a voice changer that is actually really cool. That has a better robot sound. It's a Velman kit, and I just think that is better. But anyway, that was a long build. It took me several days because I had to stop, go and scream in a corner, come back and resolder a bunch of things because it's just frustrating. The board is made out of some sort of cheap material that just disintegrates on you. The traces are lifting up. It's just a mess. So I recommend that you skip this one, but hopefully you can learn something watching the video. And if you like the video, give me a like, because I'm depressed over this build. It's been a horrible week trying to make this thing. Leave kind words of encouragement as well. I need them right now. This one almost made me want to quit YouTube. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. I hope I wasn't rambling on too long. And yeah, I have another pedal that I'm going to build, but I'm going to take a break. So we'll see when that one comes along. But anyway, until next time, stay awesome and cool. And go and play guitar. And forget all about pedals, because they're not worth it. Ah!